Hey, welcome to a very special episode of Heroes and Videos. This is a kind of an emergency episode. The newest issue of Amazing Spider-Man is out today, and I've read it, and it is amazing. So I had to jump out here right away and talk about it. It is that good. Hey, stick around to the end. I'm going to talk about a few books that I've just read today, as well as the new Batman #1, which I've got in the bag that I'll do a little special kind of unbagging. And I've done anything like that on the channel, so it'll be kind of cool. We'll get to see together which of these covers that I got in my copy. Please hit like if you enjoy the content. You can wait till the end if you want to make a decision then. But with no further ado, let's get right into it. Amazing Spider-Man. It's volume 7, number 11, but legacy number 975. This is just an incredible book. If you've been following this most recent volume since #1, they were kind of alternating a little bit with Pepe Larraz, or Larraz, if I'm saying that right, as artist, John Romita Jr. As artist, and they were jumping back and forth on the story with it. Both of them contribute to this book. Joe Kelly's writing it. It's been an interesting kind of a mixed bag, I think, for a lot of folks starting out with this volume. And I think we mentioned in recent videos, number 9, 2 issues ago, was really a weird starting point for the book, like a weird, like you open the book wondering what in the world's going on here, weren't really sure what to think about what was going on in the book. It all pays off here. Like, this is no hyperbole. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. You can probably tell by all the stuff behind me here. And I've got, I think this is my 927th consecutive issue of this book. So it's one of the more better runs, not more better, one of the better runs that I've got. I can't, and so obviously I'm a bit of a homer as well, huge Spider-Man fan. This is the best Spider-Man book I read in a while. My jaw dropped at least once, if not twice, reading this book. It's great. There are a couple of stories in here, and it's really setting up the Spider-Man storyline here for months and months to come. My guess is this will lead up to issue 1000, because that's 25 issues away, and it sounds like from the letters page that the book's going bi-weekly for a while. So back and forth between the two artists, which they've done on the title before. But yeah, seriously, I'd love to open this up, but I don't want to spoil it. I will definitely in a week or two get a spoiler-filled review of this out here, because it's that good. I want to talk about every page of this book. Seriously, check out Amazing Spider-Man. Don't start with this issue. Pick up number 9. Honestly, if you want to read, there's a serious battle in, I want to say 5, 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there, that goes on for a number of issues, where Spider-Man's literally getting his rear end handed to him, and then issue 8 seems to end with a cliffhanger. Sorry, mild spoilers there. Issue 9, you really wonder what in the world's going on. So wouldn't hurt if you picked up issue 9 or even the whole run, but definitely pick up issue 8, so you see the end of that battle. Definitely pick up 9 and 10 in this book, because again, I think I mentioned in my review, or talking about number 9 in a previous video, it's you're wondering what in the world's going on in that issue, and that keeps going. You get some major answers in this one, so pick this up. It's not to belabor the adjective, but yeah, this is an amazing comic book. Cannot wait for the next issue. It's really, really good. A couple of other ones before I get to the Batman bag is the Uncanny X-Men number 20. I guess if we're talking legacy, this is 720. I think I've talked about this before. Both of the flagship X-Men titles, X-Men and Uncanny X-Men, been really good since the Hickman run. I enjoyed the Krakoan Age stuff too, but each book has its own identity. Often, so many of these things take place in New York City or Westchester, I guess, New York, for the X-Men over the years. This is neat because the adjectiveless X-Men book takes place in Alaska. It's got its own distinct team and vision, I guess, for that team, as well as this one. This is Uncanny X-Men. This is more of a not New Mutants, but there's a group of 4 newer mutants, and some of our old favorites like Wolverine, Gambit, Rogue, Nightcrawler are helping to train them, helping to lead them, and it's a great group of characters. A lot of the newer mutants they bring in from time to time haven't really hit with me or stuck with me. This group does. They're just really neat, and you can see one of them, Valentine. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, and Wolverine on the cover. I mentioned the other book takes place in Alaska. This one takes place in New Orleans, or near New Orleans, or New Orleans, I think is how you say it. It's probably some of the best Gambit and Rogue dialogue writing in terms of their accents and whatnot that I've seen yet, in terms of particularly Gambit's Cajun. But it's a good fun book, and the not overly complicated, but it's good to dive into that. And pretty much every issue, you can figure out what's going on, like with great comics. Next up is Avengers 30. I noticed when I got this variant cover, they're doing Lilo and Stitch covers, and this one's no different. What I didn't notice until just making this video, you'll see I've got a copy of that Amazing Spider-Man 975 behind me, a variant that's based off the Amazing Spider-Man 100 cover. I didn't realize till after the fact. This at the bottom says Humberto Ramos is doing this after Barry Windsor Smith, which makes me think it's homage to Avengers 100. So I'm curious if all of the Lilo or all the Stitch covers, the Disney variants, are for issue 100 in the comic run, because this certainly being Avengers 100 and Amazing Spider-Man 100 in the background. This is a good continuation of a storyline that with Kang and Mirrodin, I think, is one of the villains, who are characters that were introduced in the beginning of this volume, number 30. This doesn't tell me what the legacy numbering is. I should know off the top of my head, but I don't. But Avengers is pretty good, and the team's as good of a team as we've had in a while. It harkens back to the days, the David Michelini run. You've got Captain Marvel, you've got Falcon, you've got Vision, Scarlet Witch. It's good. It's a good book. If Avengers is, it may not be my top of the book or the stack books to read each month, but it's up there. So let's get right to what everybody, including me, has been waiting for. This is that Batman #1, Blind as a Bat Polybag Special Edition. Usually not much for unbagging videos. This is Blind as a Bat. It says each bag includes a randomly inserted foil variant cover by a superstar artist. Polybags are back. So together, boys and girls, kids of all ages, we're going to find out what cover I got. Maybe take a look and see just how beautiful this book is. Matt Fraction, I'm really excited to see what he, this thing is bagged tight. Really excited to see what he, his writing on this book, because I really loved his Daredevil stuff. Excuse me, not Daredevil, his Hawkeye stuff. Oh man, I'm trying to tear it open without damaging the book. So maybe we'll do something cool to where you'll see it before I will. Let's try that, huh? Alright, so the back of the cover. I assume that's the back of the cover, unless we're doing this manga style. So here we go. So together, let's take a look at this thing. This is wild looking foil cover. I have no idea who that artist is. It's pretty cool look though. Let's see if there's an interior cover as well. That's pretty neat. Oh yeah. So the interior, as I want to say, is just the, we'll call it the standard cover. That's the one that we've been seeing in the advertisements. Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez. Sorry for the spoiler, just wanted to see beautiful artwork there. So I'm not getting into the story. I don't think Batman appearing in his own book isn't too much of a spoiler. I think these are basically standalone stories, or not standalone, but yeah, not one shots, not like Legends of the Dark Knight, not like that book, but I think they're going to be same creative team, but just telling individual stories. So there it is. I'm pretty pleased with that cover. It's kind of cool foil and a different look with all the bats in the background. Sorry, foil does not work the best here for the with the glare. That's the word I'm looking for. You have to use Mr. Tongue and Mr. Lip. Together they form words. Robin Williams fans hopefully will love that joke. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I don't know that I'm a huge fan of the foil of the bag thing as a gimmick, but it's kind of neat. You know, I don't necessarily get to pick the cover I want. Honestly, I don't know what the other covers look like. I haven't really checked it out, and I'm perfectly happy with this as a cover. I mean, that's a beautiful cover, and I still got that cover. It's just on the inside of the book. So that is it. I'll post a review of that once I've had a chance to read it. Obviously, just unbagging it, I hadn't. Leave you with, as if I haven't talked about it enough, Amazing Spider-Man 975. Read this book. Honestly, read the books leading up to it first, because and again, I usually try to post these things ahead of time, give them time to sit in the YouTube universe, if you will. But this was just too good. I had to get it out there. I read this book, and it was like, man, all the stuff from the last 10, 11 issues, particularly the last two issues, it's paying off. I'm really excited to see where this goes next. Again, story, artwork, everything's just incredible. Can't wait for the next issue. It's only going to be 2 weeks for the next one, and then every 2 weeks after that, which means, if you do the math right there, kids, 25 issues from now will be about 1 year. So about this time next year, we could be looking at Amazing Spider-Man 1000. Maybe that'll be part of my goal, is to see how far on the other end of that run I can continue my run with Amazing Spider-Man. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. I know it's last minute, but again, so excited about that Amazing Spider-Man story. I had to get this out there. We'll do a deeper dive review probably next week. In the meantime, please let me know in the comments if you've been reading it, what you think of the Amazing Spider-Man run. Would love to hear your reactions. If you're putting it in comments for this video, keep them spoiler free. But yeah, would just love to hear what you think. What new comics are you reading? What are you enjoying? And please, in the meantime, keep reading comics as always. Keep going to see movies, and certainly be kind to each other.